Welcome to my TNA IMPACT Wrestling review. Kicking off the show, pretty much a little bit quick tribute to Dusty Rhodes, since Dusty Rhodes was in TNA, I believe, from 2003 to 2005. So I did a little bit of a tribute video for him in the beginning of the show. And when they opened up the show, they opened up with Mike Tenay in the middle of the ring, calling out both EC3 and Kurt Angle for the contract signed for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And that's when they came out. EC3 pretty much talked about how Kurt Angle is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and that, which is kind of cool because he's being Heartbreak Kids, Cerebral Assassins, Ayatollahs, Texas Rattlesnakes, Electrifying Men, Dead Men, Dead Man, Next Big Things. Even guys he can't even see, he said, which was kind of cool. He's being submission machines, phenomenal ones, charismatic enigmas, icons, and even of kings of mountains. So he named a whole bunch of WWE and TNA wrestlers who Kurt Angle has defeated, but they all have one thing in common: they have all been beaten, which he has not been beaten. And he told Kurt Angle you couldn't beat him, and that he said that thing you're on at the TNA Heavyweight Championship is a big red torch that he's coming for, and he's going to take it from him. And pretty much Kurt Angle asked, how many of these, as Mike saying, how many of these contracts have I been to? And probably 100, he said. And pretty much he asked them, he's been a lot of signings, he said, but this one's really important. He says, you're good, but you're a spoiled brat who thinks he should be champion because he's undefeated. And he says, you got no idea, kid. Pretty much EC3 also said that he's defeated Kurt Angle before, and he's beat him again, even a healthy Kurt Angle now at this point. Angle also pretty much said that EC3 will have to look in the mirror, and pretty much says when he loses to Kurt Angle, it will haunt him for the rest of his life. And pretty much both men signed the contract, and that both men have agreed to pick each other's opponents to who they will face. And pretty much Kurt Angle's opponent, Kurt Angle will pick EC3's opponent, and EC3's opponent will be Bobby Lashley. I guess Angle's opponent's going to be in next week. Pretty much the whole contract signs are straightforward, to the point. Pretty much both men got to say their piece and get it out of the way. So this is supposed to be a really big match, and hopefully I guess this will be a TNA anniversary coming up in about next week, I believe. So get ready for that. They show a video package of the Best of 5 series with pretty much the Wolves and the Dirty Heels. They pretty much says the Wolves almost to the tag team titles for the 4th time in their career in this company, which they've really gotten the titles a lot for just almost only 1 year they've been with the company. So they've gotten the titles like a whole bunch of times now. And as both men were out, Davey Richards talked about Bobby Roode and Austin Aries last week. He said, you're not going to fool me again. We fought in the dojos of Japan, to the circuits in England, to the worst arenas in Mexico, and that the Wolves are going to become champion again. But Bobby Roode said Austin Aries not medically cleared after the match he did last week at Destination X against Kurt Angle, and pretty much that he would be out for the week. And pretty much him and Eddie Edwards and Davey Richardson buy into the story, and they said, we want to fight right now. We'll do this series right now. And then pretty much Bobby said, you want to see it now? You want us to fight now? But it's going to be a singles match pretty much. And pretty much Richards, I don't care what it is, I just want to kick the crap out of you, he says. But he said, yeah, that's all good. But pretty much Eddie Edwards said, he's been wanting to do this match for a long time, ever since he's been out. So I just want to kick your ass, he pretty much said. And pretty much good mic work from all 3 men. I'll say that. Davey Richards pretty much showing why they should become tag team champions. So this whole Best of 5 series is going well, and hopefully next week will be good also. But Eddie Edwards against Bobby Roode, which pretty much shows a good match. Pretty much Austin Aries came out with a chair, but pretty much backfired on him, and pretty much Edwards got the roll up on Bobby Roode to win the match. And then pretty much after the match, pretty much Richards took the mic and said next week live on TNA, it'll be it will be the best of 5 series, but it's going to be in a Full Metal Mayhem match, which I'm surprised they're doing a Full Metal Mayhem match now. It's not the last match yet, but it's only the 4th match, but we'll have to see what happens. JB was in the back getting ready to talk to Bram's next opponent, but pretty much somebody that came up was pretty much the young hip Chicago lawyer himself, Joseph Parks. Joseph Parks pretty much came up then, and he said, he's lost his teeth, lost his law firm, everything. He's been on hard times. He should be calling no hard times Joseph Parks. So Joseph Parks is back, people. The young hip Chicago lawyers, people want to say, Abyss's brother, but he said he's gonna have a match with Bram tonight. He said, I'm gonna show why I'm the guy. I'm gonna be on top again in TNA. But the weird thing with Joseph Parks is that we know he's Abyss. He's like, we know you're Abyss, dude. What do you mean where Joseph Parks has been? We figured that out almost like last year or another year ago. Probably was 2013. No, probably 14 last year. And we know you're Abyss. So somehow, some way, Joseph Parks has magically popped back up in TNA, but it is kind of cool to see him again. Drew Galloway video talked about stand-up for Impact, talking about professional wrestling stuff to show your impact. Bram then went against Joseph Parks. Pretty much Bram won the match when Joseph Parks threw a table, so yeah, so I don't know how long they're gonna keep doing this whole Bram versus former TNA stars. So they bring another good one next week, so we'll have to see what happens with Bram and them. Terrence Earl cut a promo on Drew was talking about booking Awesome Kong. If you guys have to go against the Dollhouse tonight, if you beat them, you'll get a title shot. The Pope and Josh Matthews talked about the Knockouts match that was up next with Awesome Kong and Brooke Tessmacher going against Mighty Bell and Jade. Pretty much Kong and them picking up the win. Pretty much a really good match. Kind of went on for a minute, but it was actually a really good match. So maybe it'll be a triple threat for the title sooner or later. Cgris Melendez came out as Chris Diemi introduced him, and Cgris Melendez talked about what happened at the Hardcore War and how Eric Young did something so disgusting by taking his leg off and hitting him, pretty much choking him with it or choking Angle with it. And pretty much Eric Young says, you did that war over there. See, I'm one of the top maniacs in this industry around here. And you don't want none of this. But if you face me next week, you're going to do it alone. Nobody's going to help you. You will go in alone. So, Eric Young versus Cgris Melendez. We'll have to see how that goes out to be with Eric Young and Cgris Melendez. Probably, I don't know how that match will go, but we'll have to see. Jesse Goddard's against DJZ. Jesse Goddard's one going to the Boston Crab. I pretty much got on the mic talking about, like, I'm the reason why his team is successful. All pretty much, DJ Gibbs says, like, prepared. And pretty much says, look at the tapes. It was me that did all the load for this tag team. And then pretty much after that, Robbie E attacked him from behind and threw him out of there, so yeah. So I don't know. Jesse Goddard's promo was alright. Jesse Goddard versus Robbie E. It could be weird, but they're going to drop this whole bromance act, and maybe Robbie E can actually be something if he can do it right. So yeah. Magnus came out to the ring, calling out James Storm. He wanted him out now. He wanted to face him right now. He pretty much told TNA after the show will not go on until James Storm comes out. Storm came out and told her about Mickie James and everything, that she would join the revolution and stuff. And pretty much she's just a sad woman and everything like him. Magnus tried to get to him, but he couldn't. And pretty much then, when Magnus tried to get to him, Storm brought out pretty much an entire carriage with a baby in it. Saying that I would never lay a hand on a child, but this is insurance policy. Make sure Magnus didn't do nothing crazy. And he gave Mickie James a chance and stuff, but it wasn't going to happen. And pretty much he called both of them sorry excuses. Magnus pretty much came towards Storm, and Storm kicked the carriage out. It was a fake baby, and I don't know where this angle is going to keep going. First we're pushing people in the trains, now kicking fake babies off stage. I don't know what to think. I want this feud to be good, but it's gotten a little bit too out there right now. Really out there, so I don't know. And then coming to the main event, Bobby Lashley versus EC3. This match was mostly, I don't know, the match was going good, but I think I don't get is when referees keep getting in the ring, tires can just knock him down and nobody gets disqualified. After he keeps knocking down like 2-3 refs. But somehow EC3 still wins with the 1% after Bobby Lashley is kicking out after move after move. So, yeah. And pretty much he got the win. So I don't know what's going to happen on TNA Live like next week. Because we're like a week away from Slammiversary. And hopefully something goes well for this next week. I don't just get white tires, just knock down a whole bunch of referees. I don't know, EC3 versus Angle is supposed to be really big. I don't even know if it's at the pay-per-view though. I'm still trying to see how that's going to go. But we'll have to see. And, I don't know, this show was alright. Slammiversary, like I said, next week. TNA will be live next week, I believe June 24th, so watch out for that. It should be a big show. Hopefully they don't ruin it or anything, and they can actually accomplish something with this. But, show was alright for what it was. Like I said, I know I'm repeating myself, but like I said, Slammiversary is coming up. Main event is allegedly supposed to be Kurt Angle versus EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So we'll have to see what happens when it goes down. And the best of 5 series will be next week also. Full Metal Mayhem, the Dirty Heels versus the Wolves. So once again, it's me, Shabba coming to news reviews. You know I do. Show you I go. We're done with this today. We're not done with this review of TNA. Check out reviews and more live reactions. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.